All right, so welcome to Camp Seven Hills group camping for 2026. Okay. All right. So this is our group camping team. We have our camp director, Carolyn Magner. Her camp name is Goofy. Followed by Marissa, as I was telling you all before. She is new to camp this year, and we're very excited to have her on board. She's our day and group camp coordinator. And then we have Erin Dempsey, who is our assistant camp director. We have Monica Moitel, who is one of our group camp liaisons, and Lois Miller, another group camp liaison. Okay. All right. So tonight's objectives, we are going to be talking about arrival and departure, what that's going to look like, the importance of health forms, packing, what to bring, what not to bring, staff interaction, your sleeping arrangements and assignments, programming, meals, how you can prepare your troop and your parents for a positive camp experience, any questions, and who to contact for specific needs or questions after this presentation is over. So group camping is going to take place at Seven Hills. And for those of you who weren't aware, Seven Hills was named the 2025 Best of 716 Summer Camps last year. And so by the Buffalo News. So we're very happy and honored to be named as the best summer camp in 2025. Our camp facilities, if you haven't been to Seven Hills, we have a lake for boating, pool for swimming, we've got central dining hall for all of our meals, shower houses, cabin and platform tent units, a vast sports complex, high-low ropes course, horseback riding, and so forth. So you'll have an opportunity to take part in many different things while at camp this summer. So the programming options that your groups will have: arts and crafts, hiking, closing and opening campfires, depending on when you come to camp, sports, a lot of games, Girl Scout badge activities, nature, some team building activities, archery, swimming, boating, and of course shopping at our camp store. So our group camp liaisons. So they are specialized trained camp staff that will be trained during staff week on how to handle the group camping aspect. You will be assigned a group camp liaison, and that person will be there to meet you upon arrival, walk you through your check-in, and prepare your troop for your child swim test, and will be with you throughout your stay at camp. The only time they will not be with you periodically is sleeping. They'll have their own sleeping accommodations. Marissa will be the one reaching out to you prior to your arrival, at least a week prior, to discuss any needs that your group might have, any special accommodations, food requests, anything that you would need. She'll also talk to you about your programming, what type of activities you would like to do, and then create your schedule. And you'll work closely with her to finalize that schedule. Once you get to camp, your group camp liaison will present you with your schedule, and that will be the schedule you'll work with while you're at camp. So some of you might have already done this. I know we just had a recent registration that came in. You do have to pre-register, which you've already done, and then you're inputted into CampDoc, your troop or your individual girl, depending on who's coming. You as the adult in charge of your group or your girl will need to complete your CampDoc information, and we'll talk about that later on in the presentation. You might have noticed in your email that you're getting a welcome email, maybe reminders to fill out your troop camp profile, and you'll continue to get those until everything is completed. Okay. So again, if you registered, this is what it looks like, our landing page. You put in your email, and this is the camp informational packet and profile. So hopefully all of you have seen this, and if not, this is what you can anticipate. Once you've completed your registration, you will be required to complete this. So the first thing you want to look at is your troop camp informational packet. You'll find it in the camper profile. You'll also find it on our website under the camp tab, and you'll see on the left-hand side, halfway down, camp informational packets. You want to read this from start to finish, from cover to cover. This will have everything you need in there to help guide you and prepare you for your event. Packing lists, who to contact, what time to be there, directions on how to get to camp, where you're going once you get to camp. All of that information is in there. There's also an agreement that as you will have to sign, basically stating that you understand that you're responsible for your group or the child that is in your care, and that you agree to abide by policies and rules and regulations. You'll need to finish everything on there. The adult information, troop information, your roster, and this is where you're going to do the camper health forms as well. Okay. Again, here's camp informational packets. This is what it looks like right on our website. All right. Health information is part of the camper profile. All participants, adults and girls, must have a health form. So now, if you're a troop that's coming, you can use the health form that you have already with your troop. You just have to make copies, and you need to upload them into the portal. Okay. You also have to turn in any and all medication. This includes over-the-counter medications, as well as vitamins, any type of topical. This is for adults and children. And the reason for this is because we are under a children's camp permit. And the children's camp permit states that all medication, be it prescribed or over the counter, must be turned in to the nurse, and the nurse keeps it locked in the infirmary. Okay? It must be in its original container with the person's name on it. Now, if it's an over-the-counter medication, keep it in its container and put the person's name on it. Okay? These are the health forms that you'll find right on our website. You can use, again, these are the Girl Scout health forms that you use for your troop, and then the adult health form. Again, these have to be filled out and uploaded into CampDoc. Medication, as I said, over-the-counter, prescription. This will be handed in during your check-in. If you have somebody that requires an EpiPen or an inhaler, they can self-carry as long as you have a doctor's note from their doctor stating that they can self-carry. If they cannot self-carry, it has to be stored in the infirmary. All right. One of the things, again, it has to be in its original container. Please do not tell parents, please do not send children or the adults coming with the pill containers that says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and put the pills in there. We've had parents show up with medication in a baggie, just pills. We can't accept that. New York State law will not allow it. Okay? Packing. You'll find this very detailed list in the camp informational packet. All right? Now, you're going to be at camp. So you want to make sure that you are packing appropriately. You want warm clothes at night. It does get chilly. And then you want appropriate clothes for during the day. You'll definitely need closed-toed shoes when walking around camp, socks and shoes. Crocs are not acceptable as shoes to be walking around camp with. However, you can have them at the pool, at the boating area, if you have them. Okay. So again, this is a very detailed list. You'll find all of this in your camp informational packet. Freckles, is there anything else you want to add to this, like any tips for packing and what to bring and so forth?
Yeah, one of my tips is don't bring any valuables. So, like, don't bring your grandma's, um, mess kit that she used that you're going to be very upset if you lose because a lot of times the kids bring things that look the same and they do get mixed up. The other tip that I always suggest is I know that the Girl Scout hoodies are like the best looking hoodies ever, the swag, but if everyone has one, they get mixed up very easily. So almost avoiding those or labeling them very well, which I think you're going to go over.
Yeah. Label, label, label. Also, it really helps to pack in duffel bags if you can. Space is going to be limited, even though you guys are going to be in lodges. Is still the space is limited. Um, you'd be surprised it adds up when you have a group of people. We see it at camp. Sometimes the kids bring everything but the kitchen sink, and you're only going to be there for 3 days. So really try and talk with the kids and parents. Pack, less is best sometimes. Definitely extra socks, extra underwear, extra t-shirts. You're going to get wet. So, making sure you have enough of those clothes. An extra pair of shoes, especially if they don't have Crocs and they want to wear an old pair of sneakers and they get wet, you want an extra pair of shoes. For younger kids, even the older kids tend to do this too. One of the packing tips that we suggest is take a day's outfit, underwear, socks, shorts, t-shirt, whatever it is, and put it in a large Ziploc bag and just label it. You know, Monday, if you're coming in Sunday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. If you're coming in Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And, tell parents, don't be alarmed if you see bags that were not open. Um, Kids, they're having a good time. The last thing they worry about is changing their clothes. So we see it a lot at camp, and I see heads shaking. So I feel that you understand the concept. So, but again, it definitely helps. Um, all right. Things not to bring. Okay, now remember that you are in the elements. You're in the woods. Please don't bring anything that has smelly perfumes or body sprays. It attracts unwanted mosquitoes and bugs and rodents. Please don't bring any aerosol containers. As Freckles said, please don't bring anything of value. I've had conversations in the past with parents that just had been sick because they sent their daughter with a brand new Columbia jacket and she never came home with it. Or I had one case where, the mother thought it would be fun for her daughter to use the mother's grandmother, mess kit, which I understand the concept, but she never came home with it. And so things that have sentimental value, that have value, please don't bring. Okay? Cell phones. Please have your girls keep their cell phones at home or in the lodge. When they're out working, engaging at camp, they're not going to have time for cell phones. Digital cameras, including cell phone cameras, no pictures of other campers, it's not allowed. And we also have part of the onboarding or profile that you're completing is you'll see a electronics agreement that we ask parents and guardians to adhere to. Please don't pack medication in bags, again, because you're going to be handing that in upon arrival. Okay. One of the things I will suggest is, if you haven't done so already, is maybe have an informational night with your parents. If you're coming with, as a group and you're bringing parents with, or parents are not attending and they're sending their child, have a parent information night if you can. Share this recording, have them review it maybe ahead of time, and come prepared with questions. Share the packing list, share as much information as you can with them. The more transparent, the more information they know, the more comfortable they will be. Okay? So getting to camp. When you arrive, you are going to arrive on Lakeside Camp, not Goodyear. Goodyear is where overnight camp is happening. You're going to check in on Lakeside. All right? And that's on the Savage Road entrance, not the Olean Road entrance. Okay? When you arrive, you're going to arrive either Sunday, if your schedule is Sunday to Tuesday, or Wednesday to Friday. Your arrival is going to be between 1 and 2 at the lodge. Your group camping liaison will meet you there at the lodge. Now, when Marissa calls you to go over your program and your schedule, she will let you know at that time what lodge you're staying in. Okay, whether it's going to be Hammond or Manual Lodge. Okay. Once you get settled in, all your girls are there. They need to change into their swimsuits. Then bring a change of clothing, because they'll change out after they've done their swim test. And they want to bring sweatshirts or something if they get cool at night, and a day pack. You will then make your way over to Goodyear side. And again, when you talk to Marissa, you're going to let her know whether you need assistance in getting over to Goodyear, because Marissa will work out those logistics with you and make sure that that happens. We've got a van, we have a truck, and we can help transport. Last year, some of the troops transported themselves, and then there were some where they needed assistance. Okay. Once you're ready, you'll come over to the Goodyear side. We'd like you to be there around 2:30 or so. That's where you're going to go through the health screening. You'll hand in medication. Girls will go through a temperature check, lice check. Adults will go through one as well. Okay. You'll review your schedule. We'll take a tour. You'll have your swim test, and you're going to have a short adult meeting to review expectations. You will remain on Goodyear side until after dinner and or after evening program. Now again, Sunday, if you're coming in on Sunday, it's opening campfire night. So you'll stay until after campfire and then head back to Lakeside. If it's Wednesday, it's evening program. Camper's Choice is going on. Again, Marissa and group liaisons will be there to walk you through everything and let you know what's happening each night. All right, you'll find the directions on how to get to camp right in the informational packet. Once you enter Lakeside, you'll pass the maintenance shop on your left-hand side, and then you'll see Hammond House on your right-hand side, and a little further down on the left will be Manual Lodge. Okay, again, you'll get your assignments prior to arriving. So again, you'll want to share this information with all of the girls and parents. All right, so this is what Hammond House looks like if you've never been to Hammond House. This is one of the lodges on Lakeside. We have 3 lodges, Hammond, Manual, and Empire. All right, as you can see, bottom left, it's an open floor plan concept with mattresses on the floor for sleeping. Then you have a full kitchen, as you can see, the bottom center and top right corner. It also has showers and flush toilets. Okay? So this is where one of the groups could be staying, or you could be staying at Manual Lodge. They look almost identical. Okay? Again, open floor concept, full kitchen, shower, bathrooms. All right. A lot of your programming will take place on Goodyear. Okay. Travel time is going to take at least 30 minutes from Lakeside to get over to Goodyear. And then again, talk with Marissa when she calls you, and also talk with your group camping liaison on as far as transportation assistance. Someone had their hand up. Go ahead, Jackie.
I was typing in the chat. For the lodges, I see that it holds 36 people. Is there a chance that like more than one group will be in the same lodge?
It's a possibility depending on how many groups we have registered. However, I can tell you at this time that would not be the case.
Okay.
So right now it would be one troop per lodge. Okay. If that were to happen, we would reach out to the leaders and say we're putting two troops in the group in your lodge, just so that you're aware. But as it stands right now, it's one troop per lodge.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here's what a sample schedule looks like. Again, if you're coming in on Sunday and or Wednesday, these are arrival days. So you're going to arrive between 1 and 2. You're going to go straight to your lodge on Lakeside. You're going to leave for Goodyear. You're going to check in, your swim check, adult meeting, your tour. We do flag, dinner, and then we have our opening campfire on Sundays or Wednesdays, camp activity night. And then here's an example of Monday or Thursday. Again, flag, we have breakfast. All meals are included with your program, followed by camp chores or capers, and then activity time, as you can see. Okay. Again, you're going to be spending your entire day on Goodyear side, so you want to pack and plan accordingly. All right. And then day 3, Tuesday or Friday, is checkout day. So you'll have the morning, then lunch, and then right after lunch, you're going to return to your lodge to pack, clean, and you'll check out with your group liaisons. Okay. Okay. So, camp life. What does camp life look like? Know that you're amongst wildlife and there's bugs. Okay, so you're going to want to bring bug spray, usually the spray kind, or the towelettes or cream. Please, again, no aerosol. We do our best to deter mice and raccoons. We have exterminators that come out periodically. Again, we ask that you please do not pack any fruity or smelling items, and please don't leave food around or snacks or anything like that. It will attract unwanted critters. Smoking. There is no smoking in any designated building or structure or in front of campers. It's strictly prohibited. If you need to take a smoke break, please check with your group liaison and they will direct you on where the smoking area is located. Again, you want to make sure that you're maintaining your adult to child ratio, which is always minimum of 2 adults, unless it's an adult that is related to the child. Okay. Pets are not allowed. All right. Please leave your family pets at home. Okay. We have our infirmary hours. We have a nurse on site 24 hours. May always carry a walkie-talkie and are on call. All right. You'll get the schedule of when meds will be starting to distribute: morning meds, afternoon meds, breakfast, lunch, dinner meds, evening meds. That schedule will be provided to you, but our nurses there to help with any type of medical needs that you may need. Emergency procedures. Again, your group liaison will help you with this, but we do emergency procedures at camp. We will have fire drills, and sometimes we will have lost camper drills. And you'll hear air horns going off. When you hear the air horns, your group liaison will instruct you on where you need to go and what that procedure will look like. Okay. Freckles, you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's going to be following the group if something's happening. 9 times out of 10, it's the drills. We have to do them. Inclement weather. Do you want me to talk about that too?
Sure. Yep.
So rain does happen at camp, even though I tell everybody it doesn't. And we do get thunderstorms. We do our best to not play into it, just not to hype up fears. There'll be alternative activities available, and we'll also get you into a building so you're not soaking wet, hopefully. That being said, though, that's why we ask for like extra shoes, extra socks, because it does happen. The other thing is if something were to happen and you guys do get soaked or someone's out of socks, just let your group liaison know or let us know. We have dryers and washers on camp and we don't want anyone to get sick from wearing wet clothes. So we'll do our best.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm.
Thank you, Freckles.
Of course.
Songs and traditions are very important at Seven Hills. We do a lot of singing at camp. And you will see a lot of singing happening in the dining hall, during meals, at campfire, when kids are walking from activity to activity. You can visit our YouTube channel and you'll see some videos there of kids singing different songs, former campfire events, if you want to check some things out. Okay. And of course, our camp store, which is called the Tuck Shop. That will be available to you and will be open, where we sell water bottles, patches, t-shirts, stuffed animals, a lot of different trinkets. So you want to remind your girls to bring spending money, usually $10 to $20, $25. I think the most expensive item is probably going to be $25, maybe $30. And kids can purchase items while they're at the store. We also take credit cards and checks as well. Okay. Camp meals. As I said, all meals and snacks are provided. We will be eating in the dining hall, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, again, when you talk to Marissa, let her know if you are going to want to do a cookout. Or if you're going to want to do like a cookout snack or a cookout lunch or a cookout dinner, you can do that. Just let Marissa know and you guys can work that out together and what you would like that to be and or look like. Okay? And she can have that prepared and ready upon arrival. We do offer our main meal and we offer a vegetarian option. Now, we are kid friendly, so that means, we do have a cereal bar in the morning, but we try to make sure it's balanced with fruits, grains, and dairy. So might have a typical breakfast, might mean eggs, bacon, toast in the morning, but we also have a cereal bar for kids that don't want that type of breakfast. Lunch, we'll have a salad bar. And then we have alternative peanut butter, which is like sunflower butter. We do not intentionally serve peanuts. We are peanut aware or tree nut aware. So if somebody wants a peanut butter sandwich or a sun butter sandwich, again, your group liaison will explain what the process is and what that's going to look like. You'll go up to the counter in the kitchen and you'll ask for a sun butter sandwich. Okay. If you are vegetarian, if you have someone in your group that has meal requirements, please share that with Marissa ahead of time, and she can work with you on any reasonable accommodations that we can make. We deal with this all summer long with staff and campers. And a lot of times families, what they do is they help supplement. If there's certain things that they have to have, the kids have to have, the parents will bring certain items to camp. And then they also can talk with our cook as well. So that's an option. But Marissa will work with you on all of that. Okay? If you have anything beyond food restrictions or diet restrictions, and you need to talk more in length, please reach out to me, and I'll be happy to talk about, possible accommodations that we can make for you and your child. Okay? So what does our meals look like? So we serve and sit family style. So again, your group liaison is going to go over all of this with you. Kids can pretty much sit wherever they like. We have to have 2 adults at each table, and the kids can sit wherever they want. Typically, we find that the troops like to sit together, which is fine, but we also encourage them maybe to mingle a little bit and get to know the other people at camp. There's a caper chart, which everybody gets assigned, which we're going to show you just shortly. We do a lot of songs in the dining hall. Coffee and tea are available in the dining hall to our adults. We ask that you please bring refillable water bottles because you will be able to fill those at the dining hall. And again, you want to make sure you're discussing any dietary needs with Marissa prior to your arrival. All right, so again, we sit family style, 8 to a table, and then we do table assignments. Again, your group liaison will go over all of this with you, but we have a dining hall manager, and that dining hall manager just does that. She manages the entrance into the dining hall, when people are in the dining hall, the exit of the dining hall, and she also will be doing table assignments. And so each person at the table will get an assignment, and you're looking at the head or foot, which typically is the adult, someone at the head of the table, someone at the foot of the table. Okay? That helps with pouring of drinks, stacking of dishes, serving of meals. Then we have the hopper, which after Grace gets up, hops up and goes to the kitchen and brings all the food to the table. Now the dining hall manager will say, hoppers, adults only. If it's something where it's extremely dangerous for a child to carry it, the adult will then do it instead. Okay? Popper, if we have seconds, that popper will get up and get seconds. Once the meal is come to an end, we have the wiper, which wipes down the table and the benches. We have the washer, who washes the dishes at the table or at the end of the meal. The scraper, who scrapes the plates. And then the sweeper, someone who sweeps the floors and collects everything from that meal. Okay? Any questions on that? Again, you'll be going over all of this. I don't expect anybody to remember anything at this point, but you'll go over it again with your group liaison. All right. So how to make it a positive experience. All right. Again, talk with Marissa. Make sure your programming selections are what the girls want to do and that you have time for everything. Okay? Pack for all types of weather, as Freckles said, rain, cold, hot. Okay? You want to make sure you're meeting the Girl Scout adult ratio, at least 2 adults. You have to have at least 2 adults. Okay? The exception is if you have a mother-daughter coming, the mother does not need another adult to be with her and her daughter. Now, if the mother is coming with her daughter and her daughter's friend, you do need another adult. Okay? Make sure you go over the camp rules with your girls. Have fun, enjoy, participate with your kids. Find the positive, create your atmosphere. All right? Camp staff are there to help provide meals, programming, and a fun camp experience. You as the adults are there to provide the discipline, the supervision, and the enthusiasm. Okay? All right. All right, we talked about the ratio. All right. Again, the minimum of 2. The more girls you have, the more adults you're going to need. Okay. And this gives you a little breakdown of what that looks like. All right. Questions and answers. Okay. When and where can I take a shower? All right. So as I said, there's showers in your lodge where you're staying. However, if you find that you want to take one while you're on Goodyear side, let your group liaison know. You might decide that after swimming, you want the girls to be able to take showers afterwards. We can make that happen. Just make sure that you're talking with your group liaison and sharing that information with them. We talked about the coffee situation. It will be in the dining hall. Coffee, tea. Okay, we have generic creamer and sugar. Okay. Charging of your phone can be done in the lodge. Again, when you're with the girls, we ask that your attention is focused on them. We ask that you please do not have your cell phone out and using your cell phone in the presence of the girls or while you're participating in programming. Because if you're on the phone, then you're not supervising or watching your kids. And it can cause issues as well. Do you need to attend all the activities and all camps on your schedule? Yes, if you would like your troop or family to have the best experience, we ask that you participate in the activities that are scheduled. If you're not able to participate, please let the office staff or your group liaison know that you'll not be attending, and then we can let the activity staff know. All right. Now keep in mind some of these activities might be tied to a badge. So if you decide not to do a certain activity, you might be jeopardizing some of the badge requirements if for some reason you don't participate in them. How do you get your badges? Upon checkout, you'll receive a folder with your badge requirements, a sheet, and then you can take that sheet. If you've earned, you most likely will have earned, you'll take that to any of the Girl Scout office locations or the stores, present it, and you can pay for your badges there. Can your schedule be changed? Once you're at camp, we have very limited number of camp staff to provide programming and have followed proper ratios and safety guidelines. So again, it's very difficult. We really cannot change your schedule once you have arrived at camp. So this is why it's really important that you talk with your girls, find out what it is that they want to do while they're at camp based on the theme that you've signed up for, and really have an in-depth conversation with Marissa and make sure that that's finalized before you get to camp. Okay, departure. What does that look like? So you'll go through the morning. You'll have a couple activity time periods. You'll have lunch. Right after lunch, you're going to return back to your lodge, pack, clean, and check out with your camp troop liaison. Make sure you're collecting all medications, your badge sheets, anything that you purchased at the store, and that you're departing by 2. Okay? Because then we've got to make sure to get prepared and get ready for our next group that might be coming in. All right, who do we call? So if you have questions or concerns, always reach out to customer care. They can definitely help you with your billing, your payment, roster updates, any general questions. You can call them at the 888 number or their email customercare@gswy.org. You can also reach out to me as well, again, for any reasonable accommodations outside of dietary that you're going to work with Marissa on. That's my direct line to my office, and then my email there as well. And then any last minute changes and Rogers prior to your arrival is the Camp Seven Hills email. This is the CD Seven Hills. And that goes right to the camp director, which she'll make sure will go right to Marissa. And then she'll reach out to you. She will also share any contact information that you can reach out to her directly once you speak with her. All right. That ends our presentation. I will stop sharing and then open it up to any questions that anybody has. I know it was a lot of information. Hopefully you found it helpful and informative.
Yeah, thank you. Can you talk through the parent kid ratio again? Just trying to
Certainly.
wrap my
Yes.
head
So
around it.
how many girls are coming with your group? Do you know?
Jackie would know.
I think we're looking at 10, but I
Okay.
got to get a final head count.
Okay. Are you Daisy Brownie, junior cadet?
Daisies.
Okay. Daisies. So you're going to want at least 2, if not 3. Okay. Because they usually, the younger kids is like 1 to 6, 1 to 7. So, and with daisies, you might find that you want parents want to come. Again, that is really your call. Sometimes it can be more problematic than not. I always leave that up to the leaders and whether they want the parents there. Some welcome it, some rather just deal with it as the troop leaders with the kids. I would strongly encourage them to have an informational night with your parents so that the more they know, the more they too can prepare. Share the informational packet, share this presentation with them, have an informational night. It could be like a half an hour Zoom session, just so that they can get their questions answered and you feel a little bit more comfortable as well in coming out to camp. But I would say definitely 2, if not 3 adults for your group. If it's more than 10, 3 to 4. Daisies have a lot of energy, and sometimes it takes more hands than none because they tend to wear the adults out quicker than they get worn out. So, any other questions? Freckles, anything on your end?
I just noted like the more that you can share with Marissa when she calls, the easier it is for us to plan. And don't think that anything is not doable. So like if you have brownies and you really want to earn the bug badge at camp, just let us know. We can work it into your schedule. The other thing is I think our most successful groups last year were the ones that had the leaders that joined in with their kids. That means not having your phone out and singing and acting goofy. We all do it, so you're not alone. Those are the groups that have the most fun, it seems like, and the least amount of homesickness.
Yeah. We find that we're trying, the idea of the group camping program is that to make it easier for you, the troop leader, right? And or the adult coming. Working full time, a lot of things going on. It's hard to get out and go shopping and get the supplies and the meals and everything you need. So hopefully by us taking that off of your hands, it allows you the opportunity, as Farkle said, to enjoy the time with your girls, participate, have fun, and know that everything else is taken care of for you. All you have to do is worry about the child to adult ratio and the supervision. So, Marissa, anything you want to add on your end?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. All right.
If I could just ask one more
So,
question. I have
sure.
my girls are 6 and 8 in the
Mm-hmm.
troop, and this would both be their first time camp experience. I'm particularly worried about the 6-year-old. I think she'd be quite nervous. And I haven't decided. I mean, Jackie will let us know if they want parents to come. I may end up coming if that's allowed. But if you have any advice or prep
Mm-hmm.
for any nervous first time campers, anything that I can do to help them get ready. But yeah, particularly the 6-year-old. I think she's a little nervous.
Yeah, it's a great question. Freckles, do you want to handle that? And or Marissa, dealing
Yeah.
with homesickness?
Of course. I think share with them as much as you can. You'll have this recording so they can look at their accommodations, where they'll be living. There's lots of pictures out there if you go on our blog or the Flickr, and you can kind of show them what camp looks like. There's also an open house that might be really nice if you can bring them out for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't remember the date.
It's June 30th.
That's why you're here. Yeah, June 30th, and that could help ease some of
I
that
think.
anxiety.
No, I take that back. It's June
Oh,
29th. My apologies. June 29th. I was off a day. It's a Monday
I'll
night.
remember that. Yeah, it's a Monday night. That's a great way to
Uh,
ease some of the anxieties, I think. Another thing our parents like to do is write letters, and because you're there such a short time, you could give them to the troop leader. Just be like, I know you're doing great, thinking about you, have so much fun. And
mhm.
that way the troop leader could give them once a day or however often you think she might need them.
Yeah, that's a great idea. One of the suggestions too is there's a section on homesickness in the camp informational packet for overnight camp. It talks about how to prepare your child and you, the parent. Do a countdown with her. Let her know how excited you are for her to have this experience, that, she's going to have so much fun. She's going to be there with her sister, with her friends, and that, if has she done any overnights like at family members' houses or anything like that?
He has like a cousin, but we've always been there,
Oh,
right?
oh,
So the
gotcha.
parents have
Okay.
always been there. So,
Yeah.
um, but
Yeah.
I think having her sister there will help quite a bit. But it'll be new. So she's done sort of sleepovers, but it's like we're there too.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Have her pack, have her help you pack so that she's invested in that. A lot of times kids like to bring their favorite stuffed animal, to help keep them comfortable at night. Um, the one thing I will say, I tell parents, and they look at me sort of shocked. I'm like, it's not that, I know you're going to miss your child, so forth, but if you can avoid saying, oh my God, I'm going to miss you so much, because in their mind, if they're having fun, they feel guilty because mom is home missing me and I'm here having fun. I should be home because she's missing me. So you can call every day if you'd like. and check in. You can check in with Jackie. You can, see how she's doing. But that's typically, one of the things that we do as far as homesickness. I would definitely read the section on homesickness in the informational packet. But just everything that we talked about, those tend to help a bit with that. So.
Thank
All right. You're welcome. And again, hopefully you're able to make it, and then you too can have fun at camp. So.
Jackie said that you're doing Teddy and Me, which is nice because she can carry her stuffed animal with her all
Ah,
day and
yes.
just remember, home is
Yep.
there, but I'm gonna have fun too.
Yep. Yeah. Teddy and Me is a fun program. So. All right. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you everybody for tonight. Again, this has been recorded, which I'm going to turn this off now, and this will be posted. And